Well, hello there, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of the UEFA Women's Champions League semi-final second leg between Chelsea Women and Bayern Munich Women. And this is a big game here at Kings Meadow today. It's normally the home of Aldershot Town, but the Chelsea women's team play here as well. And sadly, of course, there's no fans to witness this because Chelsea are a win away from getting to the Women's Champions League final. And I believe it'll be for the first time as well. So this is a big moment for English football and for the Women's Super League in general, even though I'm wearing a United shirt. So that doesn't work out, does it? But that's because they're playing Liverpool later. So that's a big game in itself. But I'm alongside Dan Middleton for this. Of course, the aggregate score is against Chelsea at the moment. It's 2-1 to Bayern Munich, but Chelsea have that away goal, Dan, and I always say that if you're going to go away first, at least get that away goal to just make things interesting in your home leg.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing for any team, isn't it? You go and get yourself an away goal, that's a massive feat. It just means that when you come back to your home turf, you've got every chance of utilising the home turf. You know what it's all about.
Yeah.
And you go from there. So I've just kicked off. Hopefully your stream's exactly the same.
No, as expected, it's a bit behind.
I'm 12 seconds in now, mate. So
I'll get it in. There we go.
Well, I'll let you keep it. I'll keep you updated with the score then.
Nice one. So of course, folks, do get in touch on our live chat page. We've got it featured on the bottom right of our screen. I'm just seeing them do the kneel now, so I'm way behind. So Dan will no doubt see it before I will if we see any goals, which of course I'm sure we will. G's about to kick off for me. But yeah, an empty ground at Aldershot Town. But of course they've put Chelsea banners, Chelsea advertising boards all over the stadium, so you'd have thought it's Chelsea's second ground at the moment. But what are you going for, Dan? Do you think Chelsea can do it?
Yeah, of course they can. Chelsea have got every chance, and you look at like G. You've got Frank Kirby in there, Millie Bright, who's a decent centre half. The team's there. It's just about making sure that they get rid of the errors that they produced in that first leg, which obviously ultimately cost them.
And they were unfortunate ones, weren't they? It's not like they were world class Bayern Munich.
No, I think Bayern Munich did enough to win the game, but I think Chelsea's quality should show, and I'd like to think that Chelsea will go through. And you've got to support the English sides, haven't you?
Absolutely. And of course, it's weird. I've said this before about Chelsea as a club where even though they have their problems with managers, they still somehow win trophies with whatever teams they've got. And I know the women's team doesn't make sackings to their managers like the men's team do, but like at the moment you've got two teams at Chelsea that are in semi-finals of Champions Leagues, and yet at the end of this week we could have both teams in the final of the men and the women's Champions League. So yeah, they're doing really bad, aren't they? They're doing all right.
It says a lot that Chelsea's women head coach is actually being touted for jobs like AFC Wimbledon in the men's.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's so strange, but it's a strange concept. But I like it. I think it's all about inclusivity, isn't it? And it's great to see people like Amaze getting the job titles and looking for those big jobs. It's good to see. So yeah, let's keep building the women's game because there is something there, and the quality will end up showing because there's some absolute ballers in the women's game that not many people know about.
Absolutely, you're dead right. Let's read some of your comments. There's Dennis Reru saying up the Chelsea. Gabby says, "Let's go." Hello, Gabby. Hope you're well. She's been our regular for our women's games on the channel so far. Junior Arnold says, "Win or nothing." Well, yeah, absolutely. For the Chelsea women's team, pretty much.
We might as well end the stream here, Jamie, because he's pretty much summed it up there.
He's pretty much summed it up. He said the best, and I'm hoping Emma Hayes has told them that. It
was a good bit of build-up there from Bayern Munich. They got into the Chelsea box, left-hand side. Ball came back across and got cleared by Millie Bright. But both teams have started really well here, Jamie. The first 3 minutes has been very open. Chelsea have had a chance down the other end. It was a good ball from G into the box, to the back post. It was well defended. But open game, 3 minutes 30 gone, still 0-0. But I mean, it's being played like a semi-final. Some good football being played.
I think this is the thing though, because I think I mean, at least we saw in that second half in that Man City game in the Men's Champions League, which was, they actually went for it, didn't they, in that second half? And I'm sick of this whole tactical thing of defending like hell instead. It's like, but this is the semis. This is, come on, you've worked hard to get here. Let's just keep going. I think if you lose, but you've put in 100% and wave after wave of attacks, and sadly it's not your day, but you want to put everything out on that pitch.
Yeah, you don't want to leave anything, unturned as such, and you want to make sure that you put a performance in, not just, for the fans, unfortunately, watching at home still, but also for yourselves more than anything. It's about pride on the pitch, and you want to get to final, win trophies at whatever level. So you've got to play for yourselves, play for the team, play for the club, and you've got to remember you're representing massive clubs in world football, albeit women or men. You're representing huge sides, and any sort of silverware at any level is a fantastic achievement, and it's something to build on.
Absolutely. We've got Murray saying win, win, win. Austin Muzzley with a delivery emoji. Yes, they got to deliver. Kreki says, come on, my Blues. We've also got Viv Medema, our special guest, on the live chat page, even supporting Chelsea. And says Magda is back. Viv Medema, how are you feeling this season? Because Arsenal not going for the league this time. They're having to fight for a Champions League spot for third in the Women's Super League this season. So, it's been an interesting season. But it just shows, Dan, the traditions of having Arsenal at the top is no more at the moment. And you've got Man United who've finally formed a team competing up there as well. So it just shows that a bit more quality and a bit more funding in this league has made it very competitive.
And it's good, because you don't want teams winning it every year on year. It becomes boring. It becomes plain. You want teams challenging other teams, and that's the point of football and competition, isn't it? You want the best playing the best, but you also want the teams that you wouldn't think would be up there to have every chance of being up there. It's good to see Man United form that team, and from a biased point of view, it's good to see Leicester City Women playing in the WSL next year.
Because did they win the championship at the end?
Yeah, they've got themselves. Yeah, they're up there now. They've played some fantastic football. They've brought some really good players from sort of like Reading Women and teams like that are ultimately WSL / on the fringes of championship and whatnot. We've built a really good side, so it'd be good to see us play Chelsea next year.
Absolutely. If anyone's wondering, there is a live link to the game in our description, and then put that on and then watch with us. If anyone is wondering how to watch it. But yeah, I even tried that live link, and sadly it's not in sync with Dan's stream. It's even worse on my iPad. So I'm still even further behind with that one, so it doesn't work. But I've just got it here with Bayern having a free kick.
Yeah, I think you're about 30, 40 seconds behind.
Damn it.
I'm just literally hitting 7 minutes.
Let me try the backup stream link. Is that any better? No better. Oh well. Yeah. Fran Kirby, of course, she's a very small player, but she's got some magic, hasn't she, with her feet on the ball? There's no doubt about that.
Great player.
They call her the Messi of women's football, don't they? She has been called that.
She's already had an attack about a couple of minutes ago that she looked very bright, took it past on the edge of the box, and obviously that final ball gave the ball away. But she's a bright player. She's a good player. Obviously, an England international, she knows the score at the top level. So Fran Kirby is somebody that a lot of people look up to in the women's game. I like her as a player. She's one of my favourite players, to be fair. I think she's been brilliant for club and country. So long may it continue.
I've currently got it where Bayern have got the ball on the right wing, and she's cutting in there, but ends up being blocked out. But yeah, Bayern probably a bit more possession in the last few minutes. Long ball into Berger's hands at the end of all that, but Berger's still got the markings of when she went into the post last week, which was nasty. I must admit, I thought she was out cold because she hadn't been moving for like a few seconds after. I thought, oh God, she's dead.
It's not nice. Honestly, I've done it before at Sunday League. Running into the post is not a fun and not a good idea. I don't recommend it.
I remember that one player who did it in a Premier League game years ago. He slid in, but he hit his nuts, didn't he, into the post. Horrible.
We just had a
Horrible.
chance for Harder for Chelsea about 25 yards out. She put it over the bar, but it was good build-up from Chelsea. Kept the ball well. A lovely little bit of interchange, and she's put it onto her right foot and put it over from sort of 25 yards. That's the first sort of attempt we've had on goal, albeit a shot off target, but it's the first chance that someone's got a shot off. But a good game so far, 9 minutes in. I think it's been very open, so hopefully there's goals in this game. And Chelsea looked good on the break. They soaked up a lot of pressure, and they're breaking on Bayern Munich very quickly. We've sort of mentioned it before. Obviously, Frank Kirby's sort of been that outlet for them, Harder picking the ball up in that 10 role. Been good so far, Chelsea.
I've just seen, this might help me get in sync with you, but I can't seem to find it, which is some of the people on our chat page saying that Bayern Munich are showing the game live on YouTube, which says we could be in sync with it, but I can't find it.
I'll leave that one with you. I'm fine here.
Damn it! I can't find it anywhere, so maybe they don't.
Austin says hi, Jamie and Dan. Hi, Austin. Let us know who you're supporting in the chat, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not finding it. To be honest, it's funny because we had this last week with Chelsea.
Frank Kirby's in behind. It's 1-0 Chelsea.
Oh!
Frank Kirby.
Yes.
10 minutes in, Chelsea won, Bayern Munich 0. Berger's on her knees celebrating in the goal. It's a massive goal for Chelsea, and it was, again, we mentioned Frank Kirby, how influential she is for this Chelsea side.
Yeah.
Fantastic bit of build-up. Again, caught on the break. She picks it up on the halfway line, Frank Kirby. She drives at the centre half. She plays it out wide. It's a lovely little ball back into Frank Kirby. She makes a run in behind, defence splits, and it's a lovely left foot finish into the bottom corner past the keeper. Lovely bit of play from Chelsea. Good ball inside there, and Frank Kirby, left foot, takes it in a stride and finishes it with her left foot into the far corner. It's a fantastic goal. Thoroughly deserved for me, Chelsea. They've looked the brighter of the two sides. And what a goal that is. That changes the tide completely now. It's 2-2 on aggregate, and Frank Kirby's got Chelsea back into this.
Yeah, I've just seen it now, and yeah, you can see the roaring Berger there. But Emma Hayes not celebrating, as she always likes to be nice and calm. She actually said she enjoys it when the match finishes normally. Bless her. But yeah, I've just seen. The run up and the start up play from Frank Kirby is absolutely excellent. How's she found that space on the edge of the box?
When the defence splits, it's a fantastic win in behind. She splits the defence. It's a really good finish.
And that vision from Sam Kerr in front of those Bayern Munich players as well, that's a great pass through. There's been a great Australian player for them this season. But yeah, Frank Kirby, 1-0 Chelsea, and I'm sure with me and Dan being English, we're very delighted with that start for Chelsea women there. Can they go on? It's early days, but they've got the aggregate score level, and they will go through if it stays like that because of away goals. So
from a Bayern point of view, Jamie, the game plan was to make sure you keep it tight and make sure we get the first goal. That's been blown out the window now.
It's been blown out the window. But but surely they'll look at it as well, Bayern, and not change how they've been playing, which is they needed to get an away goal anyway. They just got to get it, haven't they? They've still got to deliver that away goal.
Oh, goodness me, Frank Kirby again.
Again? Oh, my.
G plays her in behind. She gets forced wide to the sort of edge of the box. And she tries a cross with her right foot, and it looks like it's going to loop into the far corner. And it goes behind and goes out for a Chelsea throw. It does get cleared at the back post. But she's looking bright, Frank Kirby. She's getting into some fantastic spaces, and G's finding her really well. Look good, Chelsea. That's another chance there that's a fantastic effort. Left foot edge of the box from Ingle. Fantastic effort, just over the bar. But it's all Chelsea at the minute. Since the goal, I mean, even before the goal, Chelsea looked the better side. But since the goal, they've just completely dominated possession, and they're finding gaps in that Bayern Munich defence that you wouldn't normally see from this Bayern side.
And it's interesting, we're on to the 90th minute now of Barcelona PSG in the other semi, and Barcelona will go through on aggregate at 3-2, and that's moments away from finishing, and Martins has got both goals for Barcelona today, so that's close, and it looks as though it could be a Barcelona at least in the final, so at least they're doing well compared to their men's team this season in terms of European football, so it looks as though at the moment Barcelona will be waiting for either Chelsea or Bayern Munich. Which, to be honest, I don't know when the final is. I don't know if there is a date, but I'll.
No, I've not seen it. I've not seen it myself. To be fair.
Nah. Gabby says, "Come on." Martin Costner says, "Go Bayern." Gabby saying Kirby all the way with a love heart emoji. And hello, how are you? I said Kirby the goat with a great goat emoji. I like that. That's a great goat emoji. I like that one. Fody Manor saying, "Come on Chelsea." And Austin Muzzley asking, "No live pictures for the game." There is a live link in the description, Austin, which should take you to BT Sports live stream. It works for me. It might work for you. If not, that's the only one I've got for you, I'm afraid. But yeah, if you've only just tuned in, folks, we've already got a goal before 10 minutes, and it's about 14 minutes gone now. But Chelsea are on their way to the final if they can hold on. But there's plenty more football to go. Sean says it's on the 16th of May, the Women's Champions League final, which will no doubt be showing on Let's Talk Sport. But who will be there with Barcelona? Because when I'm checking now, it's 91 minutes gone between Barca and PSG. There's actually a flag that I've not seen now until it's up in the stands, which is "In Emma We Trust." So it just shows what a legacy she's left behind already, Dan, before she moves on from Chelsea. Because I don't know how long she's been there, but I remember when I went to the first ever FA Women's Cup final to be played at Wembley, and that was in 2015, and they won that cup under Emma Hayes. So she's been there for at least 6 years.
Yeah, she's been a fantastic servant for the club, and like we said, sort of at the start of the watch along, that she's been targeted for the big jobs in men's football, and you're not surprised because of how successful she's been at this Chelsea side. Ultimately, the fans love her to bits. I think the players would run through brick walls for her, and that says a lot about a coach that players would do that for you. So I think she's got the right blend and mix of players at Chelsea. The culture is obviously very good. And, you're in a semi-final of the Champions League for a reason. You play good football. So credit to her, credit to her coaching staff, and all the work that goes on and off the pitch. It shows. And ultimately, this is the game that Chelsea have to win. But look like they're going to, based on the current situation of the game.
Yeah, it's funny because every time I'm watching Bayern go up front, they're just trying to get long balls in, which, quite frankly, it's getting nowhere near any of the Reds up front. And really, I'm sure they'll try and change their tactics because it's clearly not working at the moment against this Chelsea defence. But for Berger, she's laughing. She's just sitting there thinking, look, you can do this all day, mate. We'll win if you do that. No problem at all. And we all like a burger. I like a good cheeseburger.
Pickles or no pickles?
Ooh, I do like a bit of pickle.
Yeah, I do. People don't like the gherkins or pickles or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm a massive fan.
See, with gherkins, I don't miss it if it's not in it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Let us know, folks, where you're watching the game from today. Let us know in the live chat page, and we'll read it out. And there's quite a few Bayern players who are on separate seats because of the social distancing and the guidelines, I guess, for the stadium. But they've all got towels over their knees, which I didn't think on the 2nd of May, Dan, that we would still have people trying to keep themselves warm. But yeah, it has been cold in England.
It was snowing a couple of weeks ago.
I know.
To May.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Looking at live chat page, Jason Jordan, new subscriber, he says. Thank you.
Thank you,
Jason. Plenty of people supporting Chelsea. Martin says Bayern. So I'm guessing that Martin is a Bayern fan. Plenty going on in the chat, Jamie. I'll let you keep an eye on that.
Cool. Dan's ahead of me, so that's his job. He's miles ahead of me.
Loopholes with a chance for Chelsea again. Free kick into the box. Gets cleared, sort of only half cleared. And volley from the edge of the box just sort of goes 5 or 6 yards wide. But again, it's another side for Chelsea.
I forgot what I was going to say. It's completely gone out of my head. Oh, no. There we go. Do you think LJ will move? Anna Willow. LJ. Be more specific. I'm not sure who you mean. So do let us know. Fraser Heath. Hello, Fraser. Says the game is on the Fifth Stand app. Ah, yes, that's the Chelsea app that they show their youth games on normally. Jason Jordan asking, are you streaming Man United versus Liverpool? We're not today because we're doing the F1 Grand Prix later on, which starts at 3 o'clock, pretty much straight after this. So that is our next stream. But then we're also doing the snooker tonight with Seb and Stuart. They'll be there for that. And then we'll be doing the final session tomorrow night as well. So do stay tuned for that. But yeah, there's also the NWSL, which is the North America Women's League, probably the biggest in the world, with the likes of Cam Bardsley that plays over there. There is that we're hoping to do coverage of later this week, maybe. Anna Winnow has got back to me and says, Lauren James. Ah, yes, Lauren James for United.
Makes sense now.
Makes sense now, yeah. I wasn't sure by LJ before. But to be honest, with Lauren James, I didn't know there was rumours of her leaving. I'd be gutted if she does go, because Lauren James at United has been great. I actually remember watching her in 2019 against Spurs women, and I was in Barnet for that, and I watched Lauren James and thought to myself, she's not there yet. You can see it with some players where you think if they stay like this, they won't get far. But she's adapted very well under Casey Stoney as her manager, the only manager the United women's team have ever had. So she hasn't had to deal with different managers while at the Red Devils. But she looks class at the moment, and I think the influence of Kristen Press and Jackie Groenen, for example, up front with her has certainly helped her. And Tobin Heath.
What do you reckon with Casey Stoney from a United point of view, Jamie? What did you make of her appointment when United sort of first formed that women's side?
I thought it was a bit out of nowhere, and regarding the fact that she spent most of her career at Arsenal, which, you know, on the men's side, that's a big rivalry, but I don't think you get that in women's football because, I mean, I don't know the wages that these women players get, but it's nothing compared to the men's. And I do think you've got that Greenwood player who played at United, but she also played at Liverpool, and now she's playing at Man City. So, you know, doing that circuit is very rare in football, but I honestly think, sadly, you know, people have judged Greenwood, but loads of people judge it and say, oh, you can't do that in football, but it's like, well, be realistic. You know, the wages aren't as good as it is for the men's, so I think it's fair enough. I think you can accept that. I can accept that as a United fan. She was great for United, but she didn't go to City from United. She actually went to France first and then went to City, so it wasn't direct at least.
Well, a lot of them going to Lyon and then coming back to City. You know, like you said,
oh yeah,
Alex Greenwood, I think Lucy Bronze did it as well.
Yeah, it helped her win the Champions League, Lucy Bronze. And I think, in my eyes, Lyon is like the Real Madrid in women's football, where they've got the history and they know how to win European Cups. And I think if they come for you got to take it. But hopefully soon, I think the WSL will become a league that we're seeing it now, aren't we? Kristen Press has moved over. Tobin Heath for United. We had Alex Morgan come for half a season. We had Carly Lloyd. I think Carly Lloyd is the one that started it. In terms of all the big stars from America at least coming over. And then we've got Rose Laval at Man City at the moment, and Sam Mewis, you know, great players. And I think they're going to get your team very far and get these inexperienced lot more into it. But come the next Women's World Cup, when England beat USA in the final, the US team will be annoyed that they brought them over here to help us get better.
That's the price you pay.
That's the price you pay. Especially sending the individuals over. We got someone saying, I'm from Sudan, I welcome you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, apparently Willow says that Lauren James is rumoured to Chelsea, but could see a PR thing there and a rumour to Lyon. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing though. It's hard to go against Chelsea when they're a much better team. But I think if she can stick with United, they could get more competitive next season. Let's not forget, for half of this season, Man United were top of the league, so which I think they were punching above their weight. But when you've got the influence of Tobin Heath, who, by the way, Tobin Heath for me is like the Fernandes of the men's team. She just puts in everything, and will get you an assist or score a goal. It's ridiculous. And Bayern have got themselves a corner. Actually, it might be their first corner of the game, unless I'm missing it.
They just had one now, yeah, and it was well over hit and went out for a throw-in.
And Barcelona have made it to the final. It's just finished full time in the second leg, so that ended 2-1, but the aggregate score was 3-2, and Leek Martins getting both goals, while Marie Antoine Catato got a goal, an equaliser on the 34th minute. But at the end, it'll be Barcelona, who I'm sure they'll be celebrating in the changing room, but they might have this game going on in the background unless they're drinking beer.
You'd be shocked if they didn't have one eye on this game, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they won't be fussed who they play, but you just watch it from an interest just have an interest in it.
Absolutely. Wolfpack Flyers. May I ask, Wolfpack Flyers, you're not representing Wolfpack the band, are you? Because that's one of my favourite bands. So if that's what it stands for, then let's talk about that silly song. I can't remember what it's called now. I'll have to send you the link of the video, Dan, because they put sounds in the song that weren't supposed to be there. Like, for example, a keyboard leg fell off during recording. They kept it in, thinking this sounds great. It's the funniest song ever.
Interesting way they use it.
Cruiser Kid 7 says, "Come on, Chelsea," in capital letters. Thomas Amigo asking, if Chelsea win 1-0, do they go to the final? Yes, because of away goals, but we've only had 25 minutes so far.
And that answers United's question of, does the away goal still happen in women's football? Well, it does in the Champions League, yeah, so it does in this game.
I'm sure, I'll be surprised if it doesn't, with it being UEFA rules. Oh, and it's hit the side netting there for Chelsea. It was meant to be a cross, I think, from the left, but it's a goal kick for Bayern. Yeah, I think I'm starting to figure out that I'm 30 seconds behind you.
Okay.
Not that it means anything. It means for me that Dan's got a glitter ball. He's telling me what the future is for me.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
Ha! Wolfpack Vi says, I am, yes. Corey wrong for the win. Yes! That's brilliant. My brother saw Wolfpack live in London a few years ago. I didn't go, I was gutted, but he went. Have you seen them live? Because they are pretty sick, apparently. I don't know.
If you haven't subscribed yet, Wolfpack Flyer, then make sure you do. Just for that alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, yes, if you haven't yet, folks, do help us get to 1,500. We're nearly there. And we appreciate your support. We're at 1492, so we're just 8 subscribers away, folks. Click that subscribe button if you're enjoying the stream. Sue Yatta asking, if Chelsea win 1-0, will they move on? Yep, we've had a few asking that, but just to confirm, they should do if it stays like this. My stream has now just ended. Damn it. I will refresh.
Mine hasn't.
Yeah, maybe I should just pay.
You should. I don't know why you don't. Chelsea Men's and Women's Champions League double 2021. What are your thoughts, Jamie?
I don't see why not, because there's still something about that men's team under Tuchel that will win. They won't win beautifully, will they? But they'll still get the job done. And I feel like Tuchel's doing a Roberto Di Matteo, you know, win a trophy after only a few months and win the fans over.
And then get sacked.
But yeah, and then get sacked in December because they didn't get out the group stages like Di Matteo did. But it's all there, isn't it? You know, despite the fact that Chelsea have their problems, they still compete for trophies. Their last trophy was the Europa League.
Goal!
Oh, we had a goal.
What a strike that is! Chelsea 1, Bayern 1.
Oh no!
That's an unbelievable strike.
Oh dear.
I don't know who it was. Zadar with the goal. That's an unbelievable strike.
It's just coming up for me now, I think.
It's a corner. It gets taken short. It's a left-footed cross in. It gets cleared by Frank Kirby or other people. She takes one touch, and no word of a lie, she's probably 25, 30 yards out. One touch, volley, and it hits the underside of the bar, and the keeper's rooted to the spot. It's an unbelievable strike. The keeper's stood still. Chelsea 1, Bayern 1. It's advantage Bayern. Chelsea have to score, 2 goals now, haven't they?
Yeah. Oh. Well, actually, no. If they get another goal, it goes to extra time, doesn't it?
Well, you want to make sure, 2 goals to go through. One to take it to extra time. That changes the game once again, but that's an unbelievable finish. Advantage Bayern. Chelsea 1, Bayern 1. 30 minutes gone.
Well, we really have got a game on our hands. Emma Hayes calm again. She's chewing her gum a bit more rapidly, though. I'm just seeing the replay of it. So yeah, as you say, it got cleared, and then just a simple, completely. It's so good.
Fantastic strike, isn't it?
It's so annoying to concede those because you just can't do anything about it. No one on her at all. But again, it's outside the box, so you can try and blame people, but it's just a great goal.
Wow.
But that's what it's had to take, though, Dan, hasn't it? Because Bayern haven't been pretty so far, but they've got a goal out of nowhere, and it puts them back in pole position.
Yeah, it's against the run of play. Like I said, Chelsea have been the better team, got the opening goal that they needed early doors. They forced all the initiative. Bayern haven't looked like scoring, and this is something out of absolutely nothing, but it's an absolute wonder strike.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's, like you said, that's what Bayern needed. They needed something like this just to give them a little bit of confidence, I guess. Going 1-0 down in early doors in this sort of game. It was advantage Chelsea going through on the away goals as it stood, but this goal changes the complexion of the game from both sides' point of view. Chelsea, if they want to go through without extra time, have to score 2 goals, and that's without conceding again. So yeah, the pressure's now on Chelsea and Emma Hayes to get this team going again.
Oh, there we go. So Frank Kirby starting the attack again for Chelsea. It's gone out for a throw. And that was poor. I don't know who she was trying to pass that to be honest. But they're showing the replay again of the goal. I think there'll be a few angles to still show her this one yet. Oh, you know it's a good goal when the goalkeeper doesn't move an inch.
I know. Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's a fantastic goal. You can't hit a ball more sweetly than that. I think if she tried, she couldn't have hit that any better. It's a wonder goal, and it's a goal, like you said, that's come out of absolutely nothing, but it's what the good sides do. They sort of soak up the pressure. They may ride their luck a little bit, but they hit you where it hurts, and something out of nothing changes the complexion of the game. It's a big ask for Chelsea now.
And I guess really, Dan, it's to just keep calm and just they know if they get another goal that they're at least drawing the aggregate score on away goals as well. Because if Bayern get another goal, they're in real big trouble then, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, confidence does wonders for a team. Even one goal, it just gives you an extra half a yard in attack.
Yeah.
It gives you an extra half a yard when you're running for the ball, with the ball, without it. It just spurs you on. And this goal for Bayern gives them that hope and that confidence that they can beat this Chelsea side and they can get through to face Barca. And again, Chelsea have got it all to do.
If you've just joined us, folks, where have you been? We've got ourselves a game here. But Chelsea need to find another goal after they've got an early goal from Frank Kirby. We've got a few comments. We've got Bon Hambley. Hello, Bon. I hope you're well. It's been a while. Says Chelsea need to go for it. Nothing to lose. Gabby, who is a Chelsea fan, she says, what a goal that was. Like, damn, that was good. Taurus 2016, who's a Bayern fan, has just put Zara Zadrizel with love hearts all over the face emojis, which, it's a quality goal, and I think that'll be watched all over YouTube and Twitter later on, no doubt.
Especially if there's no more goals in this game. That's the goal that sends them through.
Yeah, but it's weird seeing it so early on, though, isn't it? It's like when Iniesta scored that late winner at Chelsea. It makes it more special when it's the last kick of the game. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? I still feel like there's more goals in this, but to who, we don't know. I'd say it is even. There's not really much to bridge the gap, I'd say, from what we've seen so far.
No, as you say, Chelsea had the better of the game, as we say, and that goal, I keep saying, it's come out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
But Bayern have kept themselves hanging in there. Like I said, they may have rode the luck a little bit, but they've kept it to just the one goal, and this goal making it 1-1 changes the complexion of the tie, really. So Chelsea have to score 2 without reply to go through. One goal now for Chelsea without reply is extra time. Or is it straight to penalties?
Ooh. Yeah, I'd imagine it's extra time like they do in the men's, but
Extra time.
Yeah. I'm thinking it hopefully won't... penalties would be great because we've got an F1 at 3 o'clock.
Just roll straight in. I'll dip out and someone else...
Yeah. And we're just 3 subscribers away from 1,500. Do subscribe, folks. We're nearly there to that 1,500. For people asking where the stream is, there is a live link in the description that takes you to BT Sport. So hopefully that helps. After Seed says, come on, with loads of ends.
Penalty appeal for Chelsea.
Ooh.
Turned away from the referee. G goes down in the box. She took a long, hard look at that, the referee. In the end, said no penalty, but that looked like it could have been. I have to see a replay again. I did only still sort of catch it as G went down, but I'll have to see that again. But penalty appeal was turned away for Chelsea. And of course, no VAR.
No, there isn't. No,
which
you're right.
We're glad about.
Yeah, which I was at Bolton Wanderers yesterday, and my word, was it great to watch a game with no VAR. It was a beautiful feeling. Bon Hambley says Chelsea can still do this. Paul Sennett says turn your volume up, Dan. I have just turned the volume up a bit more, Paul, for Dan, so hopefully that'll do the trick.
My apologies.
Yeah, I've just seen it now, G, going down in the box, but there didn't look like there was much in it.
No, I'd have to see it again.
Yeah.
That is the replay. Let's have a look.
Of course, with this game, she can't have a replay to look back at. First reactions.
I mean, I don't think there's much in it, but if you're anywhere else on the pitch and that's a free kick.
Yeah, it's weird that. How it's so inconsistent from some referee standard. We've got Wolfpack Flyers saying, is it possible that Dan can have a louder volume a bit? Difficult to hear him at the moment. Well, I've got him at full max now. He might be able to change his volume a bit from his side, but then that's the best we can do.
What about now?
Go on, keep speaking.
What about now? How are we faring now?
That sounds a bit louder.
Well,
Try a little bit more.
If I go to here.
Is that higher, is it?
Well, I'm at the highest I can go now.
Right, that'll do. Because the good thing is it's not too loud either, if that makes sense. So it doesn't hurt your ears. So hopefully that'll do.
Hopefully that does it for everyone in the chat. My apologies.
Oh no, Chelsea have got it back.
I've done some audio wizardry, I hope.
Dan Middleton is now a broadcast journalist, so he will have to deal with volume a lot, but he knows he's got the voice.
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Oh no, you definitely do. Don't worry about that. Gabby says, yep, that's better, and so does Wolfpack Flies. Cheers, folks. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Ooh. Bayern are coming through here. As for a shot, ooh, it went wide at the end.
I'll tell you what it was. I think my audio had decided that it wanted to cap itself at halfway, so I had to manually. And I don't know why, but
there's always strange settings and things that you don't touch that often.
I realised that it set itself like that, and I've got no idea why, but we're there now. We're good.
Carter. Now she's a good right back for Chelsea from what I've seen this season. But let's not forget, folks, Chelsea, of course, fighting for the title as well. They're top at the moment with a couple of rounds to go. They got that important draw at Man City a few weeks back. Oh, cross in from Chelsea, picked up comfortably by the goalkeeper.
Good play. Corner for Chelsea. 5 minutes plus added time now. G with a shot from about 30 yards. Probably more of a hopeful shot than anything else, but it gets blocked and goes out for a corner. It was on target. The shot was on target, but he gets headed away for a corner. But again, the game's sort of gone a little bit slow now.
It has.
Bayern goal. It's sort of slowed down a little bit, almost as if they're playing for the half-time whistle. But Chelsea have got a chance here from this corner if they can get a good delivery from Carter. To the back stick, Frank Kirby goes up. All still in play here. They've not cleared it, Bayern. And now they do. So 5 minutes till half time, but again, like I said, the game's slowed down quite a lot.
I think it looks as though it's getting a bit dark and cloudy at Aldershot as well. So
Dark and cloudy. I've got dark and cloud here.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at the weather app on my phone before we went live, and it was saying that the chances of rain was getting bigger and bigger by just after 1 o'clock. Is it 1? Yeah, 1 o'clock. So 90% where I am, it said. So yeah, it's just changed drastically. And here I am wearing shorts.
I did think about shorts today, but I thought, no, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to wear jeans. I'm going to do the smart thing.
Yeah, it's still, come June time is when you feel like it's shorts every day, but we'll see this year.
Not in the UK, it's not, Jamie. We have about a week of sun, and then all of a sudden there'll be about 2 weeks of rainfall. So you shorts out for a week, and then that'll be about it, and you're back into joggers.
There's a throw in here.
Chelsea. Frank Kirby's in behind, drags back. There's a potential chance wasted there. Free kick for Chelsea on the edge of the box in the end.
The one thing I've noticed, Dan, is that Sam Kerr in the first leg only had one moment and she didn't score. And in this one, she's been really quiet. Okay, she set up Frank Kirby's goal, but you know, Sam Kerr is their prolific goal scorer, and Bayern Munich at the moment, you feel as though they've done their homework on her.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, Bayern, I thought they looked quite open, but they've got themselves together. Yellow card for the Bayern captain now, so she's got to tread carefully. McGull's got to tread carefully. They've sort of. I still think Bayern are quite open at the back. I still think they're there for the taking. It's whether Chelsea can find that pass. Again, sort of harder, Kirby. They've got to make sure you get those playmakers on the ball and start moving the ball around a bit more, because I don't think Bayern defensively are that great. They haven't looked great first half. I think there's got to be a couple more goals in this. So
and
there's free kick edge of the box, about 22, 23 yards out. But I'll let you know if it goes in or what happens shortly.
Oh, I've just seen that McGull's got a yellow card, the captain for Bayern.
Yeah.
There was no doubt a yellow card for that. Completely went in for the right foot. Oh, way too late on Frank Kirby.
Goal!
Oh, is it in?
Chelsea 2, Bayern 1.
Oh, what a first half this has been. Explain it, Dan.
It was a free kick. We mentioned about 22, 23 yards out, just right of goal. G hits the free kick. It's an awful free kick. It doesn't hit the wall. It hits the Bayern Munich player straight in the chest. But the ball comes back out to G, who hits it on the half volley, and it sort of trickles into the far corner. One of the Chelsea players gets almost in the way of the shot. I can't see who it is that gets in the way of the shot, but they're onside, and the keeper sort of stands still and sort of just sees it trickle into the far corner. So it's, again, from a block free kick, straight back to G, right foot half volley, and it goes into the bottom corner. Chelsea 2, Bayern 1, and this game's hotting up, Jamie.
Let's have a look now. Yeah, it comes off the wall. What a weird goal! It's the fact that she still kicked it, because the Wolves started to get away, but the fact that she still had the vision to then somehow go through, and the goalkeeper's clearly like, oh, how's that gone through? What a goal.
I think someone gets in her eyesight, but with the camera angle from BT was perfect, because you could see it going in. You could just see the ball going in.
It's a great goal. I mean, fair play to G. Terrible free kick, as Dan said, but yes, to have that persistence again and just go, look, I'll try again, and it's got her the goal, and the team, well, at half-time it'll give them confidence, no doubt about it. Can they do it in the second half? But this is anyone's in my eyes, this game.
At the minute, we go to extra time and penalties.
Oh, God. From a scheduling perspective, that's a nightmare.
The live chat's going absolutely mental, James.
Oh, I'm not surprised. And Gabby, in all fairness to Gabby, she said before the goal that she believed in the Chelsea team to win today, and it's paid her off so far. Still the second half to go, though, folks.
Let us know where you're watching from, guys, in the chat. Let us know who you supported, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's all good to have your support, and we continue to grow. But let us know where you're watching from.
Ooh, Bayern coming in straight away from the kickoff, but it's only to be headed away by G. G's doing everything at the moment. We've reached 1,500 subscribers. Hooray! Thanks, everyone. If you haven't yet, do subscribe. We are halfway from 2,000. It was only earlier this week we reached 1,000, so the fact that we're already halfway to 2,000 is excellent. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, keep the channel. Let's get to 2K. That's the new target now. 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you haven't subscribed already.
Absolutely. So a few seconds to go till half time. Emma Hayes will be a bit more delighted in a team talk, that's for sure, in terms of accepting the away goal, but then also to just fight back and get themselves back on aggregate, which, yeah, as Dan said, the away goals is level now. Both teams have that away goal. And, Berger, she gets there. I thought there was a bit of a miscommunication there between Millie Bright and Berger, but at the end of the day, Berger was there at the right time to pick it up. And it is half-time, and no added time, I don't think. No, I don't think there was. Not even 1 minute of added time. So, yeah, half-time it is, folks, at Kings Meadow. But what a first half we've had. Bayern Munich were 1-0 down from Frank Kirby, and then Bayern Munich getting a goal back from a corner, from a corner outside the box. Paul Scholes-esque outside the box kind of stuff that went into the top right corner of the net. And then, of course, Chelsea, from a terrible free kick, was proven to be the star, the shining light for Chelsea, because they got the rebound and it went into the bottom left corner of the net thanks to G. And because of that, we're currently at 3-3 on aggregate, with both teams on the same amount of away goals. But Dan, 3 goals in that first half, we can't go wrong with that.
Been treated to a really, really good game so far. I was worried that it'd be 0-0, knowing my luck with football games. But a fantastic first half. I mean, Frank Kirby, we mentioned her before the game, and even sort of the first couple of minutes, how influential of a player she is, and how she'll have to turn up and produce the goods. And lo and behold, her first goal she did. She put them 1 up. But a fantastic equaliser. It's an unbelievable strike from Bayern Munich to go 1-1. Lovely little finish from 25 yards out, and keeper's absolutely rooted to the spot. And then G for Chelsea decides enough is enough. I'm going to take a really poor free kick, but I'm actually going to score the rebound. So hats off to her. 2-1 Chelsea at half time, 3-3 in aggregate. This could go either way, Jamie. I'm not going to call it, but I'll tell you who will call it. There's someone in the chat, Agster. Sorry for butchering your name. Who said, watches the end 5-1 to Chelsea, which is a bit of a bold call. I don't think it'll be 5-1 to Chelsea, but again, who am I to judge? This game could go either way. There's been some really good attacking football, very open. Both defences, I think, look quite shaky, look quite vulnerable. I mean, if the second half's anything like the first game, we'll be in for an absolute cracker.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I just think they could do getting Sam Kerr more involved, and I think then Chelsea have got a really good chance here. I mean, they're still scoring goals with or without her, and she got the setup for the first goal, but I just haven't seen enough from Sam Kerr, because we saw her 2-3 weeks ago here on YouTube where she got a goal, but then she also got a penalty at Man City, which, they were leading that game at the Academy Stadium up until the last few minutes, where City got that late draw. But I just think with Kerr, she can create things out of nowhere, and they just need her more involved. And I'm sure Emma Hayes might mention that at half time, to just maybe even say a few words to Sam Kerr, saying, you've been the main target throughout the season. Just do it one more time at least, so we can at least get to the final. But who knows? It doesn't feel like a home or away game either, does it, Dan? Because it's so balanced at the moment.
It's two good sides, good attacking sides that are playing free-flowing football and trying to win a game of football, and that's what you want to see. You don't want a defensive game where they're sort of just playing out for a draw and seeing where it goes and trying to play for that final spot almost and see the game through. You want attacking football. You want two teams that are going to go for it and leave nothing on the pitch. And so far, we've got a really good game, and 3-3 in aggregate. This could go either way.
It really could. I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet, but Dan, do go through the live chat page. I just need to go because I've drank too much blackcurrant. I'll let you swap with me when I get back.
Certainly will. Plenty going on in the live chat. Thanks very much, guys. Make sure you keep your comments coming. Plenty of people from around the world by the looks of things. So once again, thank you for coming through. Romain watching from Jamaica. Hi to you, Romain. Suki Pie from Johannesburg. So again, a massive shout out to you. Thanks very much for watching. Jay Proles, Germany calling. Well, very good to see you from Germany. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Playlist from Australia. Thanks for watching down under. Thank you for tuning in. Austin's watching from Kenya. Thanks, Austin. Thanks for your support, buddy. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Echo is supporting Chelsea, watching from Norway. Shout out to Norway. Thank you for watching, bud. Plenty more going through the live chat. Herbdall says any goal now will be the winner. Yeah, pretty much. The game, like we said, is very open. It's been a fantastic first half, and it could go either way. Chelsea 2, Bayern 1, but that 3-3 in aggregate. If Bayern get another goal, that's a massive two away goals that will probably send them through. So yeah, I agree with that comment. Any goal now is that team will probably go through. Greg, I was golfing today. What have you missed? You've missed an absolute crack of the first half, Greg. Let us know how your golfing went. Good to hear from you, bud. Quaidwo is watching live from Libya. Thank you very much, bud. Plenty more going on in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, guys, and make sure you keep commenting in the live chat. But yeah, fantastic first half of football. Abdallah, Dan, appreciate the title. What do you think is going to happen in the Men's Champions League games this week? Interesting, very interesting. I don't like to call it. I'm not going to call it, unfortunately for you. But I think I look at Man City. I think they've got every chance for me. They're just too good a team at the minute, and it's frustrating. I'm a Leicester City fan, if you didn't know. So it's frustrating to see teams like Man City wanting everything and winning everything, but they're there for a reason. They're a great side. So that would be my way of thinking, but I'm not going to call anything. I'm just going to enjoy the football this week, I think. Chelsea 3-1, potentially. Gabby, what a half this was. You're not wrong. Fantastic half. Treated some fantastic football. And, Zad Brazil's goal for Bayern was an absolute corker. And I'm sure we'll see replays of that later on YouTube and anywhere else you watch your football. Fantastic goal, and let's hope the second half's exactly the same. Olivia says, is Chelsea at home or away? Well, they're playing at their home ground. It's Aldershot Town's ground, a team in England, but Chelsea play there. It's at Kings Meadow, the ground's called. So it's technically their home ground, yeah. watching from Johannesburg, South Africa, from BK. Thank you, bud. Austin says he's from Kenya. Worldwide now, apparently we are. Good to see. Keep talking in the live chat, guys. Let us know. Keep interacting with us. It's always good to hear from you. Good to have your support. Andrew from Nairobi in Kenya. Again, thank you, Andrew. Dallas says, "Come on, Chelsea! Both Chelsea men and women. Hopefully, we'll go through. That would be good for Chelsea. I've got a best mate that's a Chelsea fan, so it'd be good for him. Yeah, Chelsea have got every chance in both the women's and the men's. It'd be good to see. Imagine if Chelsea did the double, how dominant they'd be. Yeah. Let's bring both European men and women titles to London. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like I said, it's not impossible for Chelsea to do the double, both for men and women, to do the double across the board. It'd be interesting. Dillian Sinom says Chelsea 4-1. Yeah, I can see it. Let's hope there's more goals. We don't want to jinx it now, and everyone's going 4-1, 5-1, 3-1, and all of a sudden it ends 0-0 in the second half, and you keep the scoreline.
I'm back.
We want to see more goals, Jamie was saying. Dillian says Chelsea 4, Bayern 1 is his prediction in the chat. I'm just saying, we don't want to jinx it now and have no goals in the second half. Plenty going on, Jamie. There's people from Kenya, South Africa, Jamaica, Sudan, even England. You know, it's good to have your support, guys. And now you're back, Jamie. I'll let you take control.
Absolutely. Quickly go to the toilet or get a drink, Dan, because I think we could have extra time and all that with this game. But yeah, thanks for that, Dan. I had to go to the toilet. When you need to go, I guess. But yes, do keep in touch, folks. Lossie Jones, hello Lossie, hope you're well. Says hey Jamie and hi Dan. Dan will be back in a short while. And D General 10 asking, is this the semi-final? It's the second leg of the semi-final, so it all has to be decided today. And currently, this will go to extra time because of course, both teams have got the same amount of away goals, which is one away goal each. And of course, the aggregate score is 3-3, but all can change because Chelsea know that Bayern Munich have that advantage in a way, which is if they get that away goal, Chelsea then have to score 2 goals, which when there's only one half left to go in a game, it's going to be very tight if they do concede. So this is a big chance for Chelsea to just get that first goal in the second half and get control again, because they knew that away goal was always going to be, you could say, horrific and quite haunting for them if they did concede. And it was a goal out of nowhere. It was a wonder goal. So if you haven't seen it yet, folks, it was an absolute wonder goal from a corner, strike from outside the box, pretty much unmarked. And it was a fantastic finish. And it was just unfortunate for Chelsea, but at the end of the day, they all count. He's back. He's been quicker than me, folks. He is younger. We got Humble Yourself saying, loving this from Ghana. Ghana. Now, they've had a few good teams, haven't they, Dan?
You're not wrong.
Asamoah Gyan with that dance.
That's the Ghana international side as well. I mean, so good. Asamoah Gyan was Ghanaian, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Good player. That was a blast from the past.
He loved to dance, didn't he?
He loved it. Loved the game.
I love it how Austin's asked me, Jamie, are you a Chelsea fan or a Man U fan?
He's a Liverpool fan.
I'm a Liverpool. Oh God! Oh, that's even worse.
He's not.
I can put up with Chelsea, but not Liverpool. Good God, no. How no?
Unfortunately, Jamie's a United fan. He's chose the wrong side.
What can I say? I mean, yeah, Dan is actually a Leicester fan, in case you didn't know, and he's got his team up against Chelsea in a few weeks in the Cup final, which will be... How do you feel about that? Because FA Cup, Leicester have never won it, have they? So if Brendan Rodgers can get them a trophy in something they haven't won before, he'll be a bigger legend than he is now, I'd say.
In brackets, well, in quotation marks, never won it yet is the key word.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Unless football stops, which has proven that it can never be stopped thanks to the fans. recently.
I think we've got every chance. I mean, Chelsea at the minute, the men's side of things now. Chelsea at the minute are just flying under Thomas Tuchel. I think they've been brilliant. They look a different side.
Yeah.
Werner's very hit and miss, but people around him are playing really good football. I mean, I look at Christian Pulisic, he's been a bright spark. Kante recently has really come on leaps and bounds. He had a sort of a quiet patch during the Lampard era that he wasn't as good, and all of a sudden he's upped his game. Jorginho looks good in that midfield. Chelsea look a really good side under Tuchel. They look disciplined defensively as well. They look solid now. From a Leicester point of view, we'd have to be on our A game for the FA Cup final. But I can't see why we can't win it. You know, we've got some fantastic players in form. Ian Acho being one, Vardy's setting up goals. Tillmans looks a good player. And if we can get Maddison back fit, admittedly, you know, he's come back from a hip injury. He's not 100%, and he's admitted that yet. You know, if we can get him firing, I mean, we've got the players to hurt Chelsea. You know, and it's a 90-minute game. You know, obviously, you don't want to go into penalties, but it's a 90-minute game in theory. We want to make sure that we win it in the 90 minutes, and I think we've got every chance of doing that.
I think, Chelsea love the FA Cup, don't they? The history will tell you that. They always at least try and get to the final and then win it. And I think they've won the most FA Cups in the 21st century, I think, or something like that. Arsenal the second, I think. I might be wrong. They might be even level because Arsenal have won a few. So it's definitely become more of a London Cup more than an English Cup, because United haven't won it in 5 years. Man City won it in 2019, but it's mainly been Chelsea and Arsenal over the last few years.
We've kicked off.
Have you kicked off again? Yeah.
In the way with 40 seconds into the second half.
Cracking. That caught me by surprise. There we go. What minute are you on? 45, 50 or something like that?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Put it to 46 now. Bang on.
Got you. There we go. So let us know, folks, in the chat who's going to win this. I said before, if Bayern Munich get another away goal, they're in trouble, Chelsea. So Chelsea really need that first goal, I feel. My stream keeps buffering, so I'm heavily relying on Dan now. Damn it.
I got you. Nothing's happened.
Good.
That's the analysis you're getting so far in the second half.
I'm hearing whistles in the background, at least.
Yeah, Carter's gone into the book for Chelsea.
Oh.
50-50 really from Carter here. She goes in 50-50. She wins the ball, but I think she didn't tell her, like, she doesn't win the ball. She won the ball the first time. The ball rolls through, and it just sort of catches the Bayern player, and Jess Carter goes into the book. So it's a Bayern free kick, probably 35 yards out. So it's going to be a cross into the box, I think.
Oh, I think I'm going to get it on my phone now. I've had to use like 3 different devices just to try and get the stream right.
Or you could just pay for stuff.
Great technology at Let's Talk Sport. There we go. That's a bit better.
At least I'm bang on the game.
What's that?
I'm bang on the game. And the free kick comes to nothing. It's claimed by Berger. So nothing happened. All that build up and nothing.
This is the thing, though. Like, apart from that goal from Bayern, there hasn't really been much chances, has there? You know, you've said this as well. So it's. This is what I mean. It's Chelsea's, but if they lose because of these kind of goals, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Bayern, I don't think they've looked that threatening, but, one goal for them and you think they're pretty much through.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think Bayern showed too much, but then again, you've still got 45 minutes of football and there's a final to play for, so it's anyone's for the taking at the minute.
It's funny because Chelsea and Bayern Munich do have a good history of the 2012 men's final when Bayern was supposed to win that, and then Didier Drogba was the hero that night in their backyard as well. Couldn't believe it really that they won it in their stadium as well. That's the weird thing about the whole final being at the Allianz Arena. It's still hilarious. And even Ian Robben up against his former team couldn't score that penalty in extra time, which that Champions League final had nothing until the last 10 minutes in that game. The whole game was dull until the 80th minute when Muller scored and then Drogba equalised.
I still remember that Drogba header like it was yesterday. It might be one of the greatest headers I've ever seen. And that's not even an exaggeration. That's
so good
header from the angle.
So it's the way it's as you say, the way he turns his head for it.
Yeah.
And you're up against Neuer at that time, who Neuer was probably the best goalkeeper in the world in that season. So it was ridiculous. I mean, same with Victor Valdez, and I think we all know who was better back then.
Valdez was such a good keeper, but he just sort of dropped off the moment he came to United. Probably that last season at Barcelona was okay, but since he joined United, he was very much a backseat goalkeeper at that point, wasn't he? He was never going to play consistently.
No. Yeah, it was a weird one, that. Coffee Anthony asking, how can we watch the match? There is a link in the description, Coffee. I hope that helps. Greg Livingstone says, Dan, as a Man City fan, I highly rate Wesley Fofana. I don't think he's played a bad game all season. If City did not go for Ruben Diaz, I would have went with him.
I think Wesley Fofana for me is probably one of the best centre-halves in the league. And that's not even an exaggeration. He's a young guy. He's still got a lot of learning to do. But again, our scouting network at Leicester is unbelievable. It's probably the best in the league, in my opinion. He looks good. He looks confident on the ball. He's fast. He reminds me of Kyle Walker to an extent. That sort of pace that, if he pulls a foot wrong, he's got the pace to recover.
He had an excellent game against PSG, in all fairness to Walker.
Yeah, Kyle Walker's still producing the goods at, I'm guessing he's early to mid-30s now, Kyle Walker. He's got to be, isn't he? Maybe early 30s.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker's a fantastic player, but I think Fofana's not far behind him in that sense. They've got the same sort of build. Like I said, the pace is there. That attacking impetus as well. We've seen Fofana this year go on 50, 60-yard runs because he can. But if he loses the ball, he tracks back because he's got that pace to do it. So, fantastic signing. And, it wouldn't surprise me if City do look at him, but I can't see him going anywhere for the foreseeable just because of the amount of money he's going to cost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this summer's transfer window is going to be very interesting because all the clubs have pretty much had a season with no fans in. So that certainly does affect the club in somewhat.
It also means prices will go up because they have to recuperate what they would have lost through tickets.
Yeah.
So,
this is why I can't see Harry Kane going anywhere because of the price tag.
He has to go, doesn't he?
He's got to go, yeah. I mean, I'll say this now. I'd love him at United because it feels like a United signing. But, again, price tag, and are United willing to invest that kind of money? Because they have done it in the past and it hasn't come good. So, we have a history of not working out with these. But it's not a Solskjaer signing either in terms of I think he loves Harry Kane, Solskjaer, but the price tag he's been getting hasn't been anywhere near 100. The most he spent was Bruno Fernandes. Maguire. Oh, God. I like Maguire, but the price tag was terrible. Leicester did real good business with that one.
Each time Maguire offers, I sat there in tears of laughter.
I bet you were. I think I remember you texting me.
We were just doing this because you need a centre half.
You're counting the money.
You need a centre half desperately. So we're like, well, okay, if you really want that centre half, you're going to have to pay some extortionate amount of money. And you did. And he's a bang average centre half, Harry Maguire, for me. He's too slow. He reads the game okay, but he's too slow. And at the highest level, you get found out against good strikers. And the amount of times, even for United, he's been found out either out of position or just for a lack of pace. It's astounding that he went for the sum of money that he did, and it's because he's English.
Yeah.
There is that niche there that player that the teams need English.
And after the World Cup as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's stopped going up, didn't it, really? But, we held out for the amount of money that, it was probably worth half of that in reality. But, again, we absolutely loved it. And we've invested the money wisely as well. And you guys haven't really, I don't think. No. Maybe Bruno, and if Diallo comes good, he looks good at the moment for our youth team. But, yeah, in terms of Bruno's no doubt. I mean, look at Cavani. What a player he's been for a free transfer. Yeah, everyone said he was past it. And I'm thinking, well, he's 33 years old. Yes, he's old in terms of football age. But when the guy has only, when the guy still scores goals for fun before he joins you and he comes for free, I don't think you're going wrong with that. Him and Bruno Fernandes and Pogba the other night, it finally linked. It worked, and they battered Roma because of it. So hopefully we'll see that today against Liverpool, because Lossie Jones has just said, good luck today, Jamie. I am a Liverpool fan. Darren Boffin says, come on, Chelsea girls. We've also got Aquajar saying, thanks for giving us live match. No worries. Alex,
Max.
hello lads, how are we as well? Thank you, Alex. Yeah, all well.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Hello, Alex. Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
I just caught it at the same time you did. I think it was just going off the top of the page.
Yeah. Oh. No. So about 55 minutes gone, folks, and at the moment it will go to extra time. But Bayern Munich have a corner, and Chelsea will be defending for their lives to just avoid that away goal. So I did say at half-time when you were away, Dan, that Bayern Munich definitely have the advantage in a way in terms of what they need to do compared to Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if Chelsea score the next goal, if Bayern score at any point in this second half, you'd think that they're going to go through, either on away goals, on aggregate. So it's all for Chelsea. Chelsea have to keep a clean sheet in this second half and have to score. That's black and white. That's what it's got to be. If Bayern score at any point, they'll most likely go through, bar a miracle, really.
Ooh. Emma Hayes she said before actually, there was a comment from Luke Tanner on our live chat page, which I was going to ask you, Dan, but I forgot to read it out at halftime, which was, I can't find it now, but it was basically asking us if we would think Emma Hayes would suit men's football. And to be honest with you, it's easy to judge, but I will say this now. If she can do it with a women's team and with the time she's given and make the team bigger and more on the map, I think she deserves the chance and to just show that she can do it. So I think we do need that in men's football, Dan, because we have man managers in women's football. We had Mark Sampson for a bit for the England team, Phil Neville as well. I don't see why we can't see that in men's football, which we have women managers. We're starting to get one or two women officials in the men matches. So why can't we see that with women doing it? I feel like if Emma Hayes does it, then it breaks the barriers in a way, and it may start opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a random example, and obviously if you don't follow football massively, you might not get this one, but I look at a team like Southend United. They've just been relegated from the fourth tier of English football. They've now gone down to the National League.
They've done, and that's 2 relegations in a row, I think.
Yeah, but they brought back Phil Brown, who was their previous coach. He used to manage Hull City when they were in the Premier League. I look at that and I go, well, he's pretty much a dinosaur in football terms. Why would you not give someone like Emma Hayes a chance in the National League? To make a case for herself that she can do it, but you're not at a level like a football league where there's a lot of pressure on teams being successful. Look at Bolton, for example, getting promoted. It's fantastic for them, but the pressure on them to go back up was massive, and I don't think, as much as I think she'd be a great coach, I think that could be a step too high. So I think the National League would be fantastic for her. We look at some of the clubs in there, the big teams, Wrexham, for example, the massive sides, have got every chance of getting back into the Football League. What a story it'd be if Em Hayes went to a National League side, got them into the Football League. Her stock would rise so high.
Yeah.
into the Football League, and that's where she can continue. So I don't see why not. I don't see why it would be an issue. If you've got the credentials to do it, then I think it's probably worth taking a chance on. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, and that's why I keep. It's annoying when you hear people judge it before it's even been done. And you just think, well, we've never seen it happen, so let's see it happen and then talk about it more. So I'd say this now for Emma Hayes. Good luck to her if she does. So we'll see if that does happen. But I do think if Emma Hayes does win maybe the Women's Champions League this season, which of course they're still fighting for as we speak, then maybe there might be a few job offers for her. But I don't know much about women's football managers abroad, but maybe if there's been any female ones for Lyon or PSG or whoever that have been winning Women's Champions Leagues, have they had offers from male teams in Ligue 1 or leagues below that? I don't know. But it's definitely something to look into. But I agree with you, though. I do think National League's probably the best way to go, maybe, because I think she had an offer from a League 1 team, didn't she?
AFC Wimbledon it was.
But but was there an actual offer? Because Emma Hayes sounded like she wasn't too fussed about it.
There was definitely interest, but I don't think there was an offer on the table. But I know there was interest from AFC Wimbledon side.
Got you.
But I think that'd be too big a step up, just because of more to there's a lot of pressure on teams in that league to be that high up. I just think that if you're going to go into the Football League, it's a big ask. If you can get a team promoted from the National League into the Football League, then your stock rises tenfold. It'd be great.
Absolutely.
Not to say that she wouldn't do a good job in the Football League. That's I'm not saying that. It's more
yeah.
From a Football League team standpoint, they'd rather not take a chance on somebody that's unproven, and they'd rather go with somebody that is proven, that knows the Football League inside and out. Whereas the National League is that step just before, where you can establish yourself as a really, really good coach. And like I said, your stock goes up if you perform well.
Absolutely. We'll see. Back with the game, though. We've had over an hour now, and it's died down a little bit.
Yeah.
I've noticed Bayern have had a bit more possession.
Yeah, Schuller's gone off for Bayern, and Dalman's come on for Bayern, so they've made a change there. Number 10 comes on. Could be, looks like a straight swap, really. So some fresh legs for Bayern. There's a chance there for Bayern as well. Backstick header that goes straight into the keeper's arms, but keeper gives it straight back to Bayern, so they're still on the attack here. It's still 2-1, but still quite open.
Bon Hambley says, why would Emma Hayes want to leave Chelsea Women to manage a lower league men's club just at the point when the women's game is exploding? Well, I mean, this is it. I do think it's hard for her to let go of it because, as I said before, the Women's Super League is getting bigger and you're getting bigger players coming in. And so, yeah, I to be honest with you, I'll be surprised if we ever do see Emma Hayes at men's football as a football manager. I don't think it's in her interest, but we'll see.
I don't. I think I'd love to see her stay and build that legacy at Chelsea, but you've got to remember from a financial point of view how great it would be for her, because she'd be on a really good wage in the men's game. Unfortunately, the game's not there yet, and it should be.
It's slowly getting there, isn't it? It's a work in progress, no doubt.
Imagine her being the first woman, in the men's game. How big a statement that is, not just for her, but for the women's game, but also for the team that hires her. It's breaking grounds to stuff we haven't done before, and it'd be really good to see. And I get Bond's point in the sense that the women's game is starting to blow up now, and who knows that the funds might be there and it starts to get taken a lot more seriously than it has been. But imagine being the first woman to go into the men's game and really make a good, good positive outcome of it. It'd be fantastic for her and fantastic for the women's game to see that there is progression outside of the women's game.
I think we need to remember as well. Sky Sports and BBC agreed to show the Women's Super League next season, which was probably the biggest TV deal for women's football in England. That was announced a few weeks back. So I think the fact that we've seen a bit of TV money go into women's football. Yes, BT Sport have been great and are showing WSL as we speak, and they have done ever since Women's Super League began. Or since BT Sport have existed. Actually, BT Sport is younger than Women's Super League, because Women's Super League celebrated 10 years last month, when it started, and BT Sport started in 2013. So, but even so, it's good to see that BT Sport have started it in my eyes in terms of TV football for women's football. But now Sky have clearly gone right. It's getting bigger. We're going to buy it. And it's great to see that BBC will show some of the games live and free as well, as they already are, but they haven't. But they've only been showing it on iPlayer and Red Button. But now they actually are going to show them on BBC One, BBC Two, so your mainstream channels. So I do think when you've got a bit of a broadcast rights deal going on now in women's football, then maybe we will see more money for the players and the managers, like we have seen with the Premier League over the last 25 years or so.
I just missed a comment from Greg earlier. I think he had posted it before, so we'll make sure we read it out. It was from me, actually, so I'll only be brief on this because we will keep it Chelsea-Bayern. But he says, Dan, as a Leicester City fan, do you think they need to strengthen the squad to sign more players? And if so, what position is needed? Striker, for sure. We need another striker. Jamie Vardy can't do it all, and as much as Ian Atcher has been brilliant, we've got to plan ahead. So I know there's been rumours of Edouard from Celtic. I know that Brendan Rodgers is a big fan, and I know that there's definitely interest. I've been told by someone there that there is interest. So, that'd be great to see. It's tough to say. Probably another winger as well. I don't think we've got an out-and-out winger. Chambers has not been the hit that we thought he would be in the next Mahrez. So, another winger and striker is definite for me. But bar that, I think we've got a decent squad. I think, if we can keep the squad as it is, probably just those two areas, and maybe another centre midfielder would be good. I know that it's Suleiman Dilare or something from Lille we're looking at. I know there's interest there. That's that comment. So I'll take it back to Chelsea Bayern, but I thought I'd get Greg's comment in there because I know that he commented before we had missed it.
You and Dan saying, hi pro, how can I watch this match? Please give me live link. There's a live link in the description at the top there for you, so hopefully that'll work for you. If you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so click that subscribe button and the like button if you're enjoying our stream. If you enjoy your women's football, this is the channel for it. Also F1, which we're doing straight after, and of course men's football and loads of other sports. Snooker as well. We're doing snooker tonight with Stu and Seb. That's at 7 o'clock, so do join them for that, as it's Selby, the gesture from Leicester, versus Sean the Magician Murphy. So do join them too for that. Have you been watching the F1 this season, Dan?
I can't say I have, I know. I can't say I have. I know that I sort of left the experts to that one. I've not really had time, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I've been working or whatever, so I've not really sort of took a massive interest in it this year. But it is what it is. Who knows? I might start watching it soon.
It does feel like sport is coming back, though, doesn't it? The weekends are getting more packed. Especially right now, you've got all these finals coming up in the football calendar, the playoff finals, the FA Cup final, Champions League, all that stuff going on. May's always been an exciting month. We see the conclusions of these very long seasons, and then we've got the Euros straight after, which we're looking forward to doing, and Copa America as well this summer, and the Gold Cup. So it's what's that? Sports back, thank God.
Let's just get fans back in the stadiums now. Let's bring it back to
getting there, aren't we?
Normality. Yeah.
Well, in Liverpool, they did trials for the clubs, didn't they, and all that over the weekend. So hopefully that's all gone well.
So we'll get a quick one on the live chat. Lossie says, who scored the first and second goal for Chelsea? Well, it was Frank Kirby and G who got the second.
Yeah, Zion Trask saying what I was saying before, Harder never giving it to Kerr, strange decisions. It's not been a tie to remember for Sam Kerr, to be honest.
No, she's been very quiet, hasn't she?
Yeah, and they need to try and use her more, because at this moment in time, there's just over 20 minutes to go, and it's been a quiet second half. We had 3 goals in that first half.
Told you we did it.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think both teams are just showing a bit of fear, maybe?
No, I just think at this point, when it's aggregate of 3-3, I don't think either team wants to lose the game.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I just think that's what it is. I think they're playing conservative football because no one wants to put a foot wrong. Because one error in this, and one team goes through and the other one goes out. Let's be honest, and especially from a Chelsea point of view, if Bayern get the next goal, it's pretty much game over with 20 minutes to go.
I think that the perfect scenario, which who knows, it might happen. You never know with football, but it could be a late winner from Chelsea, which would be the perfect way to go. But it'd be nerve-wracking as hell for everyone watching. I'm sure there's a lot of Bayern Munich fans in Germany watching as we speak. Where of course their men's team didn't make it to the final this year in the Champions League, which they bowed out to Paris Saint-Germain in the quarter-finals, which, I'll say this now, I thought if Bayern Munich had Lewandowski available, I think they would have beaten them, but those are my views. The amount of times Bayern Munich men's team, the amount of times they kept having the ball in the box against PSG, but they had no finisher. It's like, where is Robert? Find that man.
Bond says you missed the Bayern substitute, guys, but we didn't actually.
Did it? I didn't.
It came on about 15, 20 minutes ago.
oh, that was a while ago then.
It was a while ago, to be fair, so I can understand if he did miss us mention it, but don't worry, we're keeping on top of it, guys. Don't worry.
I think it's Eriksen for Chelsea. Every time they've got the cameras on her, she's having to take big breaths, because it just shows, Dan, that when you get to this stage of a tournament, you're up against a team that most of them will take no prisoners and they will make you tired.
Yeah, I mean, it's like any game. It's physical fatigue and mental fatigue is going to be the biggest factor in this, because if the scoreline stays the same and you go to the extra time, that's going to be a massive factor. And then obviously your substitutions play a massive part, whether you want to sort of bring fresh legs on and bring off maybe a couple of attacking players. But again, that's a gamble, because if it goes to penalties and you take off your attacking players, you've sort of got to weigh up your options a little bit. So I think teams would ideally like to get it done in 90 as best they can, but extra time, if it does go to that, you've got to be, as a manager, you've got to make sure that you're doing things right. You're not too cautious where you leave the same players out with the risk of injury, but also, if you bring on fresh legs and take off certain players, if it goes to penalties, you take off potential players that are going to take penalties that have been on the pitch for the most of the game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's options, but that's why we love the game, and that's why games like this that are hanging in the balance are so important. Because one wrong move from either on the pitch or off the pitch, and the game completely changes, doesn't it? So
yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, I was at Bolton game yesterday. Fans outside the stadium waiting for the win. It was 1-1, and then on the last kick of the game, Exeter won. And it's like, who'd have thought that? And they completely spoilt their promotion party, but probably just delayed the inevitable. But even so, that's football in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You can never be sure who's going to win. Man City may be the favourites of the Champions League this year, but who knows? They've still got to beat PSG in that second leg. And there's still Chelsea, who are having the most weirdest of forms under Tuchel. And who knows, they might win at least 2 trophies this season. Who knows? Greg Livingstone really giving it to me, saying, Jamie, I hope United lose today, so City only have to win 1 game to win the league title. Look, you've won the league anyway, who cares? Who cares? It's over. I mean, I had a bit of hope until we drew against Leeds and you beat Villa, so it's over. But no, United need to win. I just want to make sure we get second so we can keep away from Mr. Dan Middleton and the Foxes.
We'll keep going under the radar, Jamie. We'll keep going under the radar. No worries.
Greg Livingston. Esuko Jason asking, if it ends this way, would there be extra time? It looks as though it will be. We've got 18 minutes yet, and actually one of the Bayern players is injured, so there'll be a few minutes.
What's
that?
Caroline Simon, who's the player that's down, has just been booked
She's been booked.
She gave a foul away, but obviously she got caught as she went down.
Oh, okay.
But she gave the foul away in the first place, and she looks like she's in a lot of pain with her ankle, but she did get booked for the foul.
Yeah, it's quite funny seeing the referee, seeing her lying down, and then she has the yellow card. It looks a bit condescending, doesn't it? Putting a yellow card while she's down like this, like take that.
Stop the wounds, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like if someone broke their leg. Oh, I'm sorry, yellow card.
On the keeper, that was interesting. That free kick, right-footed from the right-hand side, it got looped into the box. The keeper's come for it. It's a massive claim. She goes over the top of, I think, it looked like Franco, but it wasn't. It goes over the top of one of the Chelsea players. It is a foul on the keeper, but she comes about 10 yards off her line and comes flying to try and catch it and gets caught. So free kick Bayern, but 15 minutes to go of normal time, and it's still 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, it's the squeaky bum time now.
It is. I feel like I just feel like if Bayern score, it's over.
With
the requirement of 2 goals is difficult in quarter of an hour sometimes, but that's how much time we've got left. And we've got after Saeed asking what's the score, it's in the scoreline's below us on the screen, which is 2-1 to Chelsea in the second leg, but 3-3 on aggregate. So we'll go into extra time if it stays like this.
Lossie Jones says, who's your favourite Leicester player, Dan? And Jamie, your favourite Man United player?
I wonder if that means all time or current.
Do both.
Do both? Or go on then. You start.
Okay. All time is Jamie Vardy because
I thought it would be
because he's been the best signing for us ever, I think, really. My favourite current player at the minute is Rory Tillman.
Yes, he's the Belgian one, isn't he?
Certainly is.
Yeah.
Double change quickly for Bayern. Caroline Simon's gone off with injury, and Loman's come off with Veninger and Asai coming on. So it's double change for Bayern with 15 minutes to go. This is what we mentioned about fresh legs, whether they roll the dice and go for it or whether it's sort of defensive changes. But we hope that Caroline Simon's okay. She's gone off with that ankle injury. It didn't look too good. Whether she just sort of went down after the tackle and rolled it. But double change for Bayern. Let's see if it gives them the extra legs they need to see the game out.
And of course, you mentioned Simon going off because of an injury. So if Bayern do make the final, will she be fit enough come May 16th, where the final is taking place apparently?
One day after the cup final in the men's game. So that's quite good.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah, the 15th of May is the FA Cup final, so it's a good weekend of sport if you're a sport fan.
Yeah, so it must be on a Sunday, the Women's Champions League final.
Yep.
I've actually got a question for you there, Dan. Gracias Sue asking, do you think Leicester can beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final? Which we did mention, didn't we, Dan? And you do have your confidence.
I've got to have confidence. It's a game. Oh, my goodness me, I'll come back to that. Almost an own goal from Chelsea.
Oh.
And it's unbelievable. Loopholes, the number 8 for Chelsea. There's a ball from Ericsson, the captain. No harm. You know, she goes out to the left-hand side. She looks to play it back to the goalkeeper, Berger. And it goes past Berger and it goes just wide of the far post. It looked like it was going in. She put too much on the pass back and it's gone past the goalkeeper and it's gone out for a corner. It was almost...
Oh, my God.
There's a corner to Bayern out of absolutely nothing. They were just keeping the ball around the centre halves, and she's played it back to the keeper, put way too much on it. And it was a free header at the back post there, and it's gone for a goal kick. But hearted mouth moment for Chelsea there. Out of absolutely nothing, they could have gifted the game to Bayern, but still 2-1. As we were saying, I think Chelsea. I think Leicester can beat Chelsea. Absolutely, it's a 90-minute game. You know, we don't want to even think about penalties. You know, you want to win it in 90 minutes. We've been good this year. You know, full strength Leicester can beat anybody. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'd be the first time we've won the FA Cup. So, I mean, why not? we're in form. Chelsea are in form. It'll be a good game to watch from a neutral point of view for sure. But yeah, I think we can win it. Sure.
I think it just sums up, though, if he does win the FA Cup, Brendan Rodgers' time at Leicester, which is staying strong in all the competitions that they've been in, really, you know, to stay consistent in the top four in the last 2 seasons, which people can say, well, they didn't get Champions League football last season, Jamie. Yeah, on the final day, they pretty much had it, and they did lose out. But I think for Brendan Rodgers, sometimes it's good to have that, because the team can learn on how to make sure they get it next time the chance is there for them.
Yeah, he's probably the most underrated manager this year, Brendan Rodgers. I think.
I agree.
The job that he's done, especially for the young lads coming through for us. You know, I look at Luke Thomas, the left back, who's coming through for Leicester. I think he's been really good since he's come into the first team. You've got to remember, he's only 19 still, sort of 20. He's got plenty of learning to do, but he looks a really good prospect for us. But he's done a sensational job as Brendan. He took us to another level, and like I said, the FA Cup final and Champions League football will be the icing on the cake. It's what's been a really good few years for us, really.
Certainly would. Back with this game, though, there still needs to be a goal from one of these teams to pretty much make themselves available for the Women's Champions League final in a couple of weeks' time. And I just saw Sam Kerr make a clearance there, so she's having to play a bit defensive for her team at the moment, which sadly for her.
On the break here, Chelsea. Frank Kirby, ball to the back stick. It's well defended. Oh! It was a lovely ball from Frank Kirby from the right side of the box. And it was really well defended. It was well run from Hardish. Played it out to Frank Kirby. Probably just offside, but again, it was tight if it had reached the back stick. But it's well defended from Bayern. It's gone out for a corner. There's a lovely bit of play from Chelsea. Good counter-attacking football. It's took 3 passes to get a corner. So I think that's what they're sort of holding on to now.
I love it how on the graphic scoreboard that they're using from UEFA from BT Sport, the aggregate score isn't on there, so they've had to put it themselves on the bottom left corner, which seems like a bit of a basic error there. Just thought I'd point it out. Yeah, I've just seen that cross. That was a big header.
It was Kerr as well.
Yeah.
It almost got to her, and she won the header from the corner as well when it was well saved by the keeper. But last sort of 5 minutes or so, Sam Kerr started to see a lot more of the ball, which, you know, it's probably too little too late in a Chelsea sense. You would have liked to have seen her get on the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
As you sort of mentioned earlier, James, she's been quite quiet this game.
Yeah, first leg she had one moment in the box, but that's all I can remember from last week's tie. Yeah, the corner's no good there, but yeah, you can see the frustration in Sam Kerr. She's just not having the kind of game that she would normally have in the WSL. So, but there's always a different style of play from a team in Germany and a team in England, which always makes the European Cups very interesting. Of course, next year, Dan, it's the Women's Euros, all happening in England, which, you know, we don't really get our men's major tournaments in England, do we? Not since we've been around. I mean, I know we had Euro 96, but me and Dan were babies back then, so we didn't really experience it. But it's just the fact that you've got finally some major tournament where England's actually hosting all the games, which we're a footballing nation, and we could have had the 2018 World Cup, but no, you know, as we all know what FIFA's like in the background, it didn't happen. But, you know, this again is great for women's football to go, well, if the men's football ain't going to come here, let's get the women's football here instead and promote that.
Oh, that's an awful tackle. Sorry, James, it's an awful tackle.
No, it's all right.
Free kick to Chelsea into the box. It's a yellow card has all been given out. It's an awful tackle. Carter's gone down. It's 50-50 ball. Ball got cleared, edge of the box. That's an awful tackle. Left boot rode straight into the side of the calf. Berenstein with the booking, number 6. Straight through Carter. That was a poor tackle, really mistimed. And from sort of the corner of the box now, on the right hand side, Chelsea have got a chance to get a good ball in here, and Eriksson and Bright to look for the set piece.
Oh, I've just seen the foul. Oh, that's a red.
It's an awful tackle.
That's a red in my eyes. I have to re-watch it because it was in the corner of the screen. So, but yeah, she's giving it a yellow. But I think that, for me, from what I would have seen...
Chelsea have scored.
Oh! Oh, what a moment!
3-1 Chelsea. I think it's gone straight through.
Oh, wow.
Carter's took the free kick herself. And I think it's gone straight through. I don't think anyone's got a touch on it. The keeper's rooted to the spot and it's gone into the far corner. I have to see this again. Carter comes up, she sort of drills it. I don't know whether Hardy's got a touch on that. It's falling into the box and she has it.
Is it Carter's goal, is it?
Number 23 for Chelsea.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing it now.
Good header. I thought it had gone straight.
What has happened there?
I honestly thought it didn't get a touch, but it has. It's a really good header at the front post.
The way they're celebrating, it looks as though Carter got the goal, but maybe they're just going to her because of the delivery.
Chelsea 3, Bayern 1.
Oh, so that basically means there will be no extra time regardless because of the away goals. So basically, Chelsea just need to avoid a goal from Bayern and then they're going through to a Women's Champions League final. Wow, what a moment. Now, did it come off her head there, as Dan mentioned? But
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it had gone straight through, but it's a really good header. Comes across the keeper near post and gets that header on straight down the middle of the goal. Keeper's rooted to the spot, really. Not much she can do about that. But that is a massive goal for Chelsea. Now they've got to hang on, because like you said, if Bayern get a second in this, they go through. There's no extra time now. That's out the window.
For scheduling perspective, thank goodness.
What a crucial goal that is for Chelsea.
Biggest goal of the club's career, possibly.
Quite possibly. By the looks of things, it's 4-3 in aggregate. It's getting them into the final. What a goal that is. And it's, again, it was an awful tackle to give away from a Bayern point of view. There's no need to go in like that. It was a drilled free kick across, and again, really good header at the front post. But poor marking if you're a Bayern defender. You sort of let 2 or 3 players run across the front post without getting a touch or even trying to challenge for the ball. 2 free runners, and Hardy's one of those 2. Free header straight past the keeper, but a really good goal for Chelsea, and it's come at the right time because from a mental point of view, that probably kills Bayern off. You know, for sort of 5 minutes to go for stoppage time, you know, Chelsea have now got to control the game, which they're usually pretty good at seeing games out. So.
Wow, what a tie this has been. It's been nothing but goals. And Chelsea leading 4-3 on aggregate. Can they do it, folks? Let us know. Gabby actually did say before they scored that they can do this. She keeps saying it. Her faith has been very strong on Chelsea in today's tie. So well done to her for sticking with the team, even when they went and conceded an away goal in that first half. 5 minutes to go. It'll feel like 5 hours for Emma Hayes, I think, Dan.
Honestly, I'd hate to be in that position. I would be
horrible.
Screaming at the top of my lungs, giving instructions to everybody, even though they're probably not needed. This is where you cannot switch off now. If you're a Chelsea player, you cannot switch off now. These 5 minutes are crucial. It's a change for Bayern. Lordher's coming on. Number 21's coming on, Lordher. And number 14 has gone off for Bayern, and that's ill-stepped. So, final roll of the dice, really, from a Bayern point of view. They've got 3 minutes for stoppage time to find the goal. It's all in Chelsea's hands now.
What a game. But actually, we just had Greg asking if we're doing the F1. Yeah, we're doing that afterwards, so that'll be on at 3 o'clock, so do join us for that.
Chelsea
for now, let's focus on this game.
Yeah, Chelsea have made a change as well, Jamie. So, carbon copy of what Bayern have done. They've gone, well, you make a change, well, I'm going to make a change as well then.
Surely it's a defensive one.
Yeah, Luke Bowles has gone off for centre mid and Erin Cuthbert's come on. So
Cuthbert. We haven't. Yeah, Cuthbert. It's been a while since I've seen Erin Cuthbert play.
Looks like a straight swap, really. They might play a more defensive structure now, but it looks like a potential straight swap. Could just be fresh legs. Right now, Sam Kerr's in behind here. She's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Chances for Chelsea. And she's put it wide.
No, Kerr again.
What a chance that was to wrap it up.
Oh, that will haunt her as well, Dan, if they don't win this game.
That's a huge chance. Ball down the left channel, and she's cut inside, opens her body up, tries to finesse it with her right foot into the far corner. She puts too much on it. It goes wide of the far post. That would have killed the game there and then.
Yeah.
What a chance that was for Sam Kerr. Like you said, he's been quiet all game, Jamie, but that would have been the magic and sort of the icing on the cake for her. She's been quiet all game, but she produces when needed.
And in case anyone's wondering, Barcelona will wait in that final. And Sam Kerr, if they do go through, she knows she has to do better. Oh, that looked like... Oh, I've just seen... Oh, wow. That went really wide as well. It wasn't a whisker. That was a perfect... I mean, the run of Sam Kerr is amazing. No one could get anywhere near her.
Corner to Bayern. Half by Berger, but it's gone back out to the corner taker. Chances for Bayern Munich. Cleared off the line. Last-ditch... Oh, my goodness me, last-ditch defending. It's still not cleared. And it's gone for a throw. Haunted mark moments for Chelsea, Jamie.
Oh, my word. I wonder if there is goal line technology.
What a chance for Bayern. Looks like the keeper's injured herself. There's a ball from the left-hand side from the corner. It's half cleared. It's gone back out to the corner taker. It goes front post, and it's a left-footed shot that's well saved. Millie Bright is falling back onto the line. She sort of hits it with her calf, the ball, and it almost gets prodded in from about 2 yards out. But it's cleared, and it's gone out for a throw. But what a chance for Bayern. Out of absolutely nothing. Again, goal mouth scramble.
Millie Bright on the floor there thinking, please don't go over me.
It's a fantastic game. Really good game of football.
Such a shame there's no fans for this, though, for this game. It's absolute cracker.
Paul Madsen in the comments says, Jamie, Dan, thank you for your good commentary. Very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. Plenty more watch-alongs, as Jamie mentioned, coming up today, tomorrow, and whenever, really. We'll keep this going.
24/7.
That'd be interesting.
That would be... we did do 56 hours once, that's what I will say. Inside joke with me and Dan there.
3 minutes of added on time for Chelsea to hang on, with 30 seconds in 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Wow.
Chelsea 3, Bayern 1. Chelsea go through to the finals. It stays this way. Magul, the captain, with a corner now for Bayern Munich.
How much added time? 3 minutes?
3 minutes, and there's a minute gone now. Keeper's come up. Keeper's up for the corner. It's half cleared by Chelsea out for a throw. So Bayern is still in Chelsea's territory. What a game. What a game, Jamie.
Just putting it in the comments so people know how many minutes of added time.
Well cleared. It's still not cleared. All hands to the pump here from Chelsea, and they're on the break now. They need to keep the ball here. Frank Kirby does excellently. That's the sign of a top-level player. She knows exactly what she's doing. She shields the ball, waits for someone to commit the foul. And Dowman is... Well, she's sort of naive there. There's no need to make the foul. Frank Kirby gets her body in front of the ball, and it's good professionalism there from Frank Kirby. She knew exactly what she was doing, and it gives Chelsea women a chance to make the change. And it looks like the match winner, Harder's coming off, and Drew Sprents is coming on.
It's funny, Gabby was just asking in the comments why are Chelsea making a sub, but I would imagine it's just defensive issues or to kill the bit of time, but
yeah,
there's also that other side of it where the referee can add those seconds on still. So, Bayern really are showing it at the end here, but it might just be too little, too late.
Yeah.
And again, we've said this, me and Dan, it was only a goal that was out of nowhere. So Bayern, haven't really shown the goals in them today, while Chelsea have come up with the goods.
Cuthbert as well in the corner. She keeps it in the corner. She wins her team a throw. 20 seconds left.
Wow.
Chelsea to cling on. They've got the ball where they want it, right down in Bayern Munich's sort of corner flag on the left-hand side. 10 seconds to go by my reckoning, if they're going to blow bang on 3 minutes. G keeps it in the corner. And it looks like it's a goal kick. Goal kick given. And that's 3 minutes up. This looks like it's Chelsea going through to the final, Jamie.
So, Barcelona waiting.
Good header there from Eriksson, the captain. But Bayern are in behind here. Dowman's got the ball. looking for a cross. She gets the cross in, left-footed, back post, free header. What a chance that was for Bayern Munich. And then for a corner. Goodness me. Chelsea's defending there is awful. Good ball in from Baumann, over the head of Millie Bright. And it's gone for a corner. This is last chance saloon for Bayern Munich now. They don't get a goal here. Chelsea go through to the final. Emma Hayes is pretty much on her knees.
Football, eh?
Oh, McGull. It's half cleared. All eyes on the referee now. Still not blown. Still not cleared. About 30 yards out. The ball's still not cleared. The keeper's staying up. Chelsea have won the ball back. And his chances here. Frank Kirby's in behind. There's no goalkeeper. Frank Kirby wraps it up and Chelsea go through to the final.
Oh, boom.
They've done it. Chelsea are through.
That's the second goal of the game as well.
Unbelievable. Frank Kirby turns up in the biggest games.
She definitely does. So that means they've won 5-3 on aggregate. Wow.
They've done it. Emma Hayes is going absolutely mental on the touchline, and rightly so. Frank Kirby, the star of the show, has put Chelsea through to the final. Great game, Jamie. Just a crazy goal.
For anyone that's new to women's football, this has been a great advert for it, no doubt about that. And this is a semi-final, not even the final. So wow. And there's big capital letters from Grecia saying, "Let's go." Gadget Future says, "Get in," and yet the big comments are coming in. You can see the emotions in Frank Kirby, can't you?
Yeah,
with that goal.
Crazy. Chelsea have done it, and that's it.
Emma Hayes is gone, isn't she? Well done to Chelsea. They've absolutely nailed it. I must admit, I had doubts in that after that first leg, but they've proven me wrong. Yeah, that's the goalkeeper's just playing around in the midfield when it happened, and it is just a simple get the ball through and you've scored. No problem there.
Emma Hayes is in tears, and rightly so.
I mean, I don't know how long she's been manager for, but it's been at least 6 years, so it just shows all that work has paid off so far.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And again, we don't want to keep blowing our own trumpets, Jamie, but we mentioned Frank Kirby at the start of the stream. She's going to play a vital role, and 2 goals in the game. You know, she's killed the game off. But you've got to remember, pretty much it was Harder that has put Chelsea through to the final with her goal and Chelsea's third. That was pretty much the sign sealed and delivered, and Frank Kirby's just rounded off a counter attack with the last kick of the game. So, you know, all credit to Chelsea. I think they were much better on the day, in my opinion. I don't think Bayern showed too much going forward. But all credit to Chelsea in the way they played the game. I thought they looked sharp going forward, and the big players produced, which is what you always expect. So, you know, they go through, and the Barca away. What a final that'll be.
Yep, 16th of May, save the date for you Chelsea fans and Barcelona fans, because I don't know where they're going to be playing it. I have no idea, but I guess the sad thing is there'll probably be another match that won't have fans getting access to it, unless it's to maybe locals, as they're trying to start doing in some countries in Europe. But what a match and what a day that'll be for Chelsea women to try and get, if I'm wrong, do tell me, to get their hands on their first Women's Champions League trophy, because the last English team to do it was Arsenal back in the 2000s, in 2007 I think it was. So it's been a long time coming for an English team to actually get to the final, but also with this Women's Super League that has been built over the last few years, it's producing the likes of Chelsea and Man City to actually invest into those clubs and to actually start competing at women's football as well as they do in men's football. So what a moment this is for the Women's Super League as a whole, especially for English football as well. So Gabby's put something that interests you, Dan, since you're a Leicester fan. Gabby says 15th of May Chelsea men, 16th of May Chelsea women. Big question marks. Chelsea weekend, she's saying, potentially.
There'll be a Chelsea weekend on the Sunday. I'd forget about the Saturday, because that'll be a write-off when we win the FA Cup.
That'll be a Leicester day, won't it?
Yeah. No, I mean Chelsea as a club at the minute, both men and women are producing the goods, aren't they? And every chance that the men's team can, again, produce in the FA Cup final, produce in the Champions League. If you're a Chelsea fan right now, either the men or women's or both, you're in a really good place. Things are clicking at the club. You're in a good place. And let's hope that Chelsea women can win in the final, bring some silverware.
But this is the thing with Chelsea, isn't it? Even though they have these moments with their managers and keep changing their teams and managers, whether we like it or not, they still are relevant, aren't they? Because I'm a United fan, but we haven't won anything in 4 years. And in that short time, Chelsea have at least won the FA Cup. They've been to a final of an FA Cup as well as being runners-up, I think. They've won the Europa League, and they won the league 4 years ago. So at least they're more relevant than other teams that get talked about all the time, regardless of their results. And yet here they are, Chelsea still doing it, not just with their men's team, but their women's team won the Women's Super League last year. So it just shows, doesn't it, with Chelsea, people can say Roman Abramovich may be a bit of a controversial figure, but at the end of the day, he puts money into the club and he also goes to their games whenever he can. So even though he can't come to England anymore.
That's not exactly a bad thing, I don't think.
Especially the weather. For any of you watching in Africa and all that today, yeah, your weather's probably a lot better than it is here. But I know at this time of year you have winter in Africa, so
it doesn't have to be Africa, Jamie. It could be anywhere in the world. It'd be better than England's weather.
Even Wales.
Anywhere in the world.
Even Wales, which is just down the road. Well, for me anyway. That is for sure. Anyway, we'll read some of your comments.
Yeah, let's get through the live chat, Jamie.
I bet there's bloody loads after that.
Plenty to go through, mate. Plenty to go through.
Oh, my word. Honor Verrero Faith says yes, with loads of exclamation points saying we won. Empty hand saying come on, women and men. Gus Bell saying Chelsea doing the quadruple. Well, I mean, actually, yeah, they won the Continental Cup this year. And they've still got, obviously, the league and the FA. Yes, yeah, good shout. I didn't think about that. So, yeah, Chelsea could win the quadruple in terms of the women's team.
No chance.
So, imagine if they do. Instead of everyone going on about the Man City men's team, which they won't be able to this year because they lost in the FA Cup to Chelsea. They can't do it this year. But, yeah, loads. Paul Madsen says Chelsea will beat Barcelona, who Barcelona are their finalists to go up against, which is, if you're wondering, folks, get your diary book out or on your mobile app and put it in for May 16th. And we'll no doubt be doing the Women's Champions League final on that day, so do join us for that. Gabby says, let's go, what a match. Ishan saying, why is women's football so underrated? This is the thing. Like, me and Dan watched Chelsea Man City actually at the Academy Stadium, which is the home of Man City, back in 2015, I think it was.
Ooh,
and
probably later than that, James, since then. Probably 2016, I want to say.
Maybe. I can't remember. But, like, what I don't get is that it's still football. You know, you're still watching football. So this whole thing of, oh, it's women playing, I don't know about that. Well, then screw you, because at the end of the day, me and Dan, we love football anyway. We've watched youth football together, women's football, men's football in the senior teams. It's like, well, what difference is it? It's still football. Like, I get just as excited for a Women's World Cup than I do for a Men's World Cup. But sadly, it's just not as much mainstream media, for example. Maybe the media has a responsibility to push it a bit more. We talked about this earlier, where BBC and Sky have got a deal together for next season for all the WSL games to be broadcast. Well, I don't know if it's all of them, but it's a big TV deal. And I think BT Sport, with them leaving WSL, should get a lot of credit for actually starting it. They're the ones that gave it the first few steps to get broadcasted to viewers that can't get to the games. So I do think hopefully it'll get bigger. But I do think, Dan, Chelsea, as an England football fan, we need Chelsea to win this Women's Champions League final, because it'll get some publicity, and I think we'll take it more seriously.
I think, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think, it's good to see the English sides doing well, whether it be men or women.
Yeah.
We all need the English sides to do well. Like you said, I think it only sort of makes things better in short term and long term. I think if we can get some more respect on our name, that the English teams are there and not just there to make up the numbers. We are at the forefront of world football, both on a men and women level. It's great. It's great to see Chelsea doing well. Regardless of where your allegiance lie. You being a United fan, me being a Leicester fan, but also from the women's standpoint. Whatever your allegiances are with the women's side of things, it's great to see English sides doing well in whatever competition. So it's fantastic. I'm really glad for Chelsea that they got through today, and the performance was just of a team that deserved to be in the final. I don't think Bayern turned up, and a great advert for women's football, but also for the English game, really. A couple of comments for you, Jamie. Bond says thank you for the stream today, very much appreciated. And one that we missed earlier, I'll give this one to you. Was Fondy Nell says, can someone explain why Jess Carter's not in the England side? Why aren't people shouting about this?
To be honest, I guess that, I think when the England women's team have got a new manager in place, which is the old Dutch manager, who won the Euros with that team and got them to the Women's World Cup final. So that's why I'm excited about this appointment, because I thought Phil Neville did well in terms of steadying the ship and doing the same standard as what Sampson brought in. But they just didn't improve, did they, Dan? They did what they did before, which is fine. But when you have a team that are clearly good enough, you want to see progression. Sadly, we didn't see that under Phil Neville. But I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I reckon it's because we've got new eyes on the team, and I think we may see her in the team still. So, early days, I don't think she's in the job until September time anyway. So, I wouldn't worry too much about it just yet. I'd wait till the end of the year and see where her status is then. So, you could say the FA, it's still down to the manager. They're the ones that have to pick who they think should go into the England team, regardless of it being a women's or a men's team. But I've just noticed Emma Hayes is getting interviewed now. I'm sure she'd love to get a hug from everyone, but COVID and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if Emma Hayes is saying again. Actually, let me get it up, the interview. Let's hear it in the background.
They delivered. They're resilient. Everybody did everything they can. In these situations, it's so tense, and I'll just apologise.
Yeah,
for
she
the
is
language,
gone.
But I understand your emotion fully. This
she swore.
A coach since you were 20 years old. Yeah. And this.
Oh, don't worry, Dan. It's not. Don't worry. I've just seen your text. Don't worry. I've done it before.
I'm going to say this to every coach sitting at home.
It's just the emotion on her face, though. It means a lot to her. She's built this, or building this legacy at Chelsea. But again, her players turned up for her.
Yeah.
My hard work, my determination, and I'm
Even
enough to be working for a football club that I adore, that have given me license to do this, and I work for a set of players that were always in control. I never felt I was, but they did everything possible today. And as well as scoring all of the goals, their defensive commitment, and particularly during those last sort of 5 minutes when Bayern Munich were peppering the goal. You know what? We had to cope with differences, and we knew they were going to change something. We changed something. We felt we dealt with their threats. They give us the counter space where we got the first goal from. I thought we were terrible from conceding set pieces today. Far too many for my liking. Goal comes when we don't have a player on the edge of the box. Because whatever, there's too much technical nonsense you lot don't want to hear about. But we adjusted that. I thought they were always going to be threatening. Dalman coming to the inner corridor, I thought she was threatening. But we just put bodies on the line. The team put bodies on the line, and I don't know anymore. Emma, talk me through the mentality of the players, though. What's the difference?
I think it's no doubt that she's pretty delighted either way, but I think she's just. We'll stop the interview there. I think we'll probably hear the same things after a while, but I do feel as though, just even from her words then, saying that the club have given her this access, the opportunity to obviously give her this time. Let's not forget, Dan, this is the same club that doesn't give their managers time. So it's interesting from a women's perspective how, I'm not saying she's had bad moments at the club, but regardless, she's actually been there for a good few years, which Chelsea have never had a manager for more than 3-4 seasons in their men's team. It's interesting that.
It's amazing what happens when you stand by a manager.
Yeah, and we just don't see it.
the amount of times as football fans we get so frustrated that managers getting chopped and chained because they're not delivering success week in, week out.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's so fake and false because you have to have time to build the team how you want to play. Every manager has a different ethos, a different way of thinking, a different approach to games, a different philosophy, whatever. And it's exactly the same in the women's game. Emma Hayes has a different approach to certain managers. She'll do things differently. She'll see things differently. It needs time. Teams need time to build. And once you get things clicking, like Emma Hayes has at Chelsea Women, you start to see the rewards on the pitch. And that Chelsea team will run through brick walls for her. And that says it all. She's been a fantastic coach for Chelsea. Let's hope she stays there and continues to build that legacy. But that performance today was justified because of the work that goes on and off the pitch. And they put in a performance today that saw them go through, that was worthy of them getting to a final. But all that comes down from belief, confidence, and that comes from your manager. So if you keep your manager in place, keep all your coaching staff in place, it's amazing what positive impact you can have. And it's great to see.
We'll try and read a few more comments before we go because we've got the F1 shortly. But hang on, where is it? Abdul Murad saying, for the first time I had goosebumps for a Chelsea women's match. Hats off, quite a game. Again, Dan, advert for women's football. But I'll also say this, for any of you fans out there who haven't been to a women's game whenever we can, which hopefully will be in the very short distant future, women's game. I went to go and see United versus Spurs women back in October 2019, and I only decided to go on the day, but the tickets were accessible. They were straight from Spurs website, and it was £8 or something like that. And it was the fact that when do you pay £8 for a ticket for a football game anymore, unless you go lower league for the men? But for your top division in women's football to cost you only £8 to then get in, plus you can get a bit of money still for a programme and maybe a drink or a pie or whatever while you're there. It's only going to cost you like 20 quid for the day. And you see, and the one thing I've noticed with women matches as well, you have more family there, don't you? You actually have, the wives and the mums there with their kids going as well, which it is definitely more family friendly to go to a women's game than it is to a men's game. But this is why I think there's so much more benefits to going to a women's game than it is to a men's game. Because, if I wanted to go and see my men's team, yes, tickets aren't easy to get. But even if it's accessible, we're talking over 50 quid here just for one game, which quite frankly, as a United fan, I always enjoy watching them, but our style at the moment is pretty dull. So in terms of paying that each week, I don't think I could.
No, I think, like you said, it's more inclusive, isn't it? And I sort of second what you said, that whatever guys in the live chat now, or anyone that watches this stream, go and see a women's game, whether it be in England, whatever country you live in. It could be Europe, Africa, Asia, whatever, wherever you're from. But make sure you go and support the women's game, because, like a lot of people have said, like we've said, the game is growing at a rapid pace, and make sure you're a part of that, because you can say that I was there when such and such happened. Once fans are now back in the stadiums, and obviously the COVID-19 situation clears up, make sure you go and support the women's game, because, like you said, it's growing, and the levels of competition and the levels of these players has grown rapidly over the last few years, and some of the football that's being played is of a good standard. So yeah, it's great to see. Make sure you go and support your women's game, and football as a whole will only benefit from it. So, like I said, good to see Chelsea win today, but the women's game is fantastic at the minute.
I think as well, as Dan says, support women's football, but also do support our channel, folks. We've had a lot of... It was good link up, wasn't it, there? Good link up play. But no, we really appreciate your support, folks. We're trying out different sports as much as we can throughout this channel, and it's great to see that women's football is way more stronger than our men's football coverage on our channel at the moment. So we really do appreciate your support, and we'll continue to do it. And I'm sure Dan will join me for the Women's Champions League final if he's free on the 16th of May. I'll be in touch anyway. I'll send you the invite.
I think I may be down in London. But
Yeah, that's why I said maybe, because I worried that you might not be able to. Damn it!
I'll let you know. But yeah, fantastic performance from Chelsea women. They go through to face Barca in the final Sunday, May the 16th. Fantastic. And as Jamie said, make sure to support the channel, guys. Make sure to subscribe and keep joining us on these watch-alongs. It's great to have your support. Yeah, a good game of football, good advert for women's football, and we move swiftly on to the F1, Jamie, that is coming up right here on Let's Talk Sport.
Yep, so the link will come up in just a moment when we end the stream. So again, I'll just pretty much reiterate what Dan's just said, which is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll be back soon for more women's football. The WSL finishes later this week, so we'll be covering a bit of that still. But then also, of course, do join us for the FA Cup and the Women's Champions League coming up as well on the channel. So yeah, well done to Chelsea women. They're into the Women's Champions League final. If you've missed it, then do watch the highlights. They'll be somewhere on the YouTube channel shortly, I'm sure, because it's been a victory for not just Chelsea women, but for the Women's Super League as a whole in England. And I think we're going to wrap it up there. So thank you very much. Do subscribe, give us a like. Thanks to Dan Middleton for keeping us company today as well. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, Dan. And so, yeah, thanks everyone. And we'll see you very soon. Stay safe, everyone.